to Galaxy Manifesto. This is Yvonne. On the journey of learning love and wisdom, we're never alone. A brand new year has arrived. Wishing you all an abundance of love, joy, and inspiration in 2025. Let's embrace this fresh beginning, continue exploring the power within, and discover more of our own miracles and possibilities. Now, I want you to turn into yourself. Listen to the vibration of the singing bowl in this moment. Now I invite you to find a space where you can be completely quiet and alone. You may choose to sit down or lie down. Allow yourself to fully relax and feel at ease in your surroundings. Gently close your eyes. Now I want you to turn into yourself. Listen to the vibration of the singing bowl in this moment. Let its frequency pass through the air, slowly warping around your body. Let's begin by focusing on your breath. Slowly inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. If you notice thoughts arising in your mind, that's okay. It's completely normal. There's no need to push them away. Simply and gently bring your attention back to your breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now, as you exhale, try to imagine that all your worries and negative emotions are like a cloud of gray-black smoke, slowly being released with each breath out. Inhale, exhale. Let go of everything that no longer serves you, everything that no longer belongs to you. Release it completely with your breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, If some emotions feels especially heavy, that's okay. There's no need to rush or force them out all at once. Just release a little more with each exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep breathing this way, feeling your breath becoming lighter and slower. Your body seems to merge with the air around you, as if you can no longer tell whether you are breathing or if the world is breathing through you. When you are ready, gently move your finger and toes, keeping your eyes closed. With this deep sense of calm, ask yourself the first question. What color is my feeling right now? Once you receive your answer, ask yourself the second question. What color is my emotion right now? As you ask these questions, shift your perspective upward to your third eye and observe what color you sense in this moment. After receiving answers to these two questions, I recommend writing them down as a record for future references and analysis. If you don't see or sense any colors in your initial color perception practice, that's completely okay. Instead, try silently repeating the name of colors in your mind. Red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, purple, black, white. Let each color pass through your visual awareness one by one until you feel that a particular color truly represents your current state. Color perception exercises are closely related to strengthening our sixth sense. I encourage you to learn to trust your intuition. Most of the time, the first image or idea that comes to mind without overthinking is your intuition speaking to you. Approach this practice with an open and optimistic mindset, embracing your intuitive perceptions with confidence. This unique color perception method that I have developed is designed to enhance our intuitive spiritual connection with colors. This process focuses on strengthening our sixth sense, using intuition to perceive the colors associated with our current physical and emotional state. Through this practice, we can gain deeper insights into our subconscious mind. In the upcoming videos, I will analyze different color combinations presented in the form of cards. Together, we will explore how to perceive and interpret emotions through colors, and I will provide corresponding explanation to help us better understand our inner subconscious. Have you ever wondered how colors influence our emotions and daily life? Today, we will explore the first set of symbolic color cards, the white on top, black on bottom combination. I will present 10 key insights in a storytelling format with relatable examples to make them easier to understand. If, during the color perception exercise, you sensed the color white, then this episode's explanation might help you gain deeper awareness of your subconscious mind.
White symbolizes light and enlightenment, while black represents depth and stability. This color combination is not only found in art and culture, but also deeply influences our psychological and spiritual growth. By integrating the energy of the full upright in Tauro and Uranus, we will analyze this concept comprehensively from spiritual, psychological, and culture perspectives. The fool represents adventure, rebirth, and an open mindset, while Uranus signifies revolutionary change, innovation, and sudden realizations. When combined with the contrasts of white on top, black on bottom, it mirrors how light illuminates the unknown path while being firmly grounded by deep stability. This structure is not only present in mysticism, but is also widely explored in psychology, culture, collective unconscious, and creativity study. First, the positive emotional imprint refers to the sense of peace, security, and inspiration for the future when the white on top, black on bottom combination is in harmony. White represents light and purity. Black symbolizes resilience and wisdom. When these two coexist, we often experience a deep sense of optimism and strength. For example, imagine standing on top of a mountain, gazing into the distance. Sunlight gently warms your body, while the solid ground beneath your knee gives you stability. The vast, open sky above symbolizes hope, inspirations, and safety, while the earth below represents the reality or shadow that need acknowledgement, often a grounding sense of support. However, if we excessively pursue the purity of the white upper section while avoiding the shadow represented by the black lower section, we may experience idealization or spiritual disconnection. This can lead to perfectionism, fear of failure, and even emotional repression. We may become afraid to face real-life challenges, develop anxiety toward the unknown, or engage in spiritual bypassing, wanting to exist only in the light while refusing to acknowledge our own darkness. According to psychologist Carl Jung, the shadow represents the qualities we repress in our subconscious. If we reject our shadow too strongly, our conscious mind compensates by overemphasizing the pursuit of light or an idealized image. At this point, we need to embrace our shadow through self-awareness or psychological counseling to restore balance between light and darkness. For example, some people become overly obsessed with always maintaining positive energy, suppressing all negative emotions deep inside. Eventually, their emotions may collapse, making it difficult to function in daily life. This is a classic case of imbalances in the white on top, black on bottom structure, leading to emotional distress. We refer to this as an emotional imprint that can be improved. Next, we explore the happiness imprint. When the spiritual light of white aligns with the deep wisdom of black, it often brings a profound sense of fulfillment. Think of a tree, its roots firmly planted in the soil while its leaves stretch toward the sunlight. This balance allows us to pursue our dreams while staying grounded in reality. The resulting happiness is not just a fleeting moment of joy, but rather the deep sense of wholeness that comes from bringing ideals into reality. This is similar to what Maslow described as self-actualization. When we embrace inspiration and ambition while remaining rooted in the real world, we experience deep and lasting happiness. For example, when you accomplish a goal, you feel a sense of achievement while also looking forward to the future. That is the power of happiness imprint. However, when energy becomes imbalanced, the happiness imprint may shift into a trauma imprint. The white on top, black on bottom structure can lead to a disconnection between ideals and reality, causing perfectionism, fear of failure, or self-doubt. Overemphasizing purity and light while neglecting deeper emotional needs can result in a fractured connection with oneself. For instance, some people grow up constantly being told they must be perfect and never make mistakes. Over time, this belief became ingrained in the subconscious mind, leading them to habitually suppress negative emotions. If left unchecked, this suppression can evolve into a deep-rooted trauma imprint. The key to healing is awareness and integration. Just like the balance of yin and yang in the Tai Chi symbol, only by accepting our imperfection can we break free from this pattern and allow our dreams to manifest in a grounded and meaningful way. An imbalance in white on top, black on bottom can also lead to psychological challenges. On a psychological level, if the ideals represented by white are not balanced with the realistic foundation symbolized by black, it may trigger spiritual bypassing, perfectionism, or disassociation tendency. This imbalance condition includes an extreme fear of unknown, which may develop into obsessive-compulsive disorder or anxiety disorder, avoidance of negative emotions, leading to a lack of true self-awareness, overindulgence in an idealized spiritual world while neglecting the practical needs of daily life. For example, some people become deeply immersed in spiritual pursuits but fail to address their responsibility and emotional needs in reality. The key to improvement is finding balance, allowing spirituality and reality to coexist harmoniously. Personality aspect in the white on top, black on bottom energy. On a personality level, this energy fosters creativity, open-mindedness, curiosity for the unknown, and optimism. It often shapes individuals with idealism, adventurous spirit, and a deep yearning for higher wisdom. Such individuals are often highly creative and open-minded, but they may also struggle with disconnection from reality. How can we find balance? The key lies in bridging inspirations with practical responsibility. Only then can the true potential of white and black be fully realized. If one neglects the practical and grounding aspect of black, they may become ungrounded and emotionally disconnected. For example, a fashion designer might be filled with extraordinary creative ideas, but in order to successfully launch a collection, they must also understanding time and resource management. Only by integrating both aspects can bring their vision materialize into reality. In positive psychology, the white on top, black on bottom structure symbolize the integration of spiritual enlightenment and a solid foundation guiding us on a journey of transformations. From darkness to light, it nurtures resilience in the face of challenges, a sense of hope for new beginnings, and the ability to maintain confidence even in setbacks. In positive psychology, the practice of self-talk is often used to reinforce positive thinking. However, if our self-talk only focuses on light and ignores struggles such as stress, fear, or difficulties, it may lead to emotional burnout. True resilience comes from acknowledging the darkness while supporting our ideals. The white on top, black on bottom structure embodies a value system built on purity and integrity, while also being supported by deep wisdom. It encourages us to pursue higher ideals without neglecting real-world responsibility. Through self-awareness and balance, we can establish ethical leadership, integrating spiritual wisdom with conservative action, and fostering a culture of authenticity, exploration, and collective well-being. For example, when a company promotes its core values, if it only announces inspiring slogans but fail to implement effective policy, those values become superficial. Only when visionary ideals are paired with practical action can employees truly embrace and embody them. On the level of inner growth, white represents spiritual enlightenment and wisdom, while black provides experience and resilience. When these two forces merge, we integrate the light of ideals with the depth of experience, fostering a more mature and balanced self. True spiritual evolution comes from accepting our limitations, learning from challenges, and transforming struggle into wisdom. In Taoism, the philosophy of yin-yang balance emphasizes the harmony between heaven above and earth below. When a person learns to integrate these two forces, they develop greater acceptance and adaptability in the face of adversity. For example, when facing a major life failure, reflecting and making adjustment can lead to a fresh start, possibly even a new career path. In the end, this process results in growth that integrates both experience and spiritual wisdom. Every relationship is a blend of light and shadow. Love often reveals both our darkest and brightest aspects. Darkest such as jealousy, insecurity, brightest such as care, compassion. From a subconscious perspective, when a relationship triggers intense emotion, it is often because childhood wounds or subconscious fear are being activated. If we can recognize questions like, why do I keep bringing up past conflicts with my partner? Why do I feel especially insecure in this relationship? Then we can use love as a powerful tool for self-exploration, integrating both light and shadow, and developing a more mature and emotional balanced capacity for love. From the perspective of culture collective unconscious, the white on top, black on bottom structure aligns with a universal methodological theme, moving from darkness to light, from chaos to order. This appears in Taoist yin-yang balance and many more other spiritual traditions. It also awakens humanity's innate desire for justice, leadership, and social progress, while reminding us that true ideals must be grounded in stability to be realized. For example, the hero must first descend into dark underworld before returning to salvation or enlightenment. This journey reflects the white on top, black on bottom archetype embedded in the cultured storytelling. Finally, creativity activation is one of the most powerful applications of the white on top, black on bottom structure. White represents pure thoughts and spiritual inspiration. Black serves as the fertile ground of deep wisdom and experience. The contrast and tensions between these two forces spark innovative thinking. In the early stage of creative ideation, we often experience free-flowing imagination. But later, we must undergo visibility evaluation. If we remain only in a limitless fantasy state, we risk becoming trapped by the illusion of perfection within our subconscious. True innovation happens when we integrate strategy and execution into our ideas. This dynamic applies across art, science, and design, where the interplay between black and white drives groundbreaking through process. In summary, the white on top, black on bottom structure, along with the energies of the full up white and the Uranus, reveals a path of integration from ideals to reality, from light to shadow. It reminds us that while pursuing spiritual growth, we must also stay grounded in reality, whether it's emotions, creativity, or inner development. Balance is the key. I hope this discussion has inspired you, helping you discover your own light and depth in life. Now it's time for our watercolor painting section. The goal of this section is not just about painting, but water to serve as an example for you to find an activity that you generally enjoy, can focus on, and use as a way to relieve stress. You can follow along and paint with me, or simply take out your notebook or tablet and casually jot down any insights or reflections from this section. I will also include the chat notes and a free digital journal in the description box, so feel free to download them if you're interested.
Today, I want to talk with you about something we experience every single day, yet rarely take the time to deeply reflect on. In critical moments, what is your intuition or subconscious reaction? How can we approach intuition from a place of love, allowing it to guide our lives rather than becoming a source of confusion? Before we begin, I want to remind you that this is a safe and comfortable space. There's no pressure. Just take a moment to sit comfortably, relax, and quietly listen to your inner voice. So often, we have all experienced a feeling that we can't quite explain, yet somehow seems undeniable. It's like a subtle voice or a faint emotion nudge, as if sometime inside us is trying to tell us something. And yet, we may struggle to logically explain it. This indescribable but very real sensation is what we call intuition. Some refer to it as a sixth sense or a subconscious reaction. Intuition is often described as a deep inner knowing that arises spontaneously without deliberate thoughts and analysis. It is the feeling that naturally emerges from within when we face certain situations. A subconscious reaction, on the other hand, refers to automatic behaviors or emotional responses that occur without conscious thought. These reactions are deeply rooted in our subconscious mind, shaped by past experience, habits, and emotions. You might be wondering, why do I need to understand my intuition? From a psychological therapy perspective, intuition often reveals our inner truth more accurately than we realize. Many forms of stress, trauma, or childhood experience are stored in our brains in non-rational ways. When we encounter similar situations, these suppressed emotions often resurface in the form of emotional reactions or physical responses. For example, when we see an aggressive dog, we may instantly feel fear and quickly step away. This is an example of a subconscious self-protective response. By recognizing and understanding our intuition, we gain the ability to identify this underlying inference and develop a more harmonious relationship with ourselves. I remember the first time I became aware of concepts of subconscious reaction. It was during my middle school. I have shared this on my channel before, but one of the ways I first explored my inner world was through music lyrics. I'm not talking about songs we consciously listen to regularly or songs that we intentionally put on repeat. Instead, I'm referring to moments when a song suddenly appeared in your mind out of nowhere. You start humming a melody, maybe a song you never pay much attention to, or one you don't even know the lyrics. But when you reach for the songs and read the lyrics, you may be shocked to discover that the words perfectly describe your current emotions or inner state. This subconscious act of randomly singing a melody leading you to uncover the meaning in its lyrics. It's a message from your subconscious and intuition.
Another experience happened during my high school years. One time I wanted to join a dance club, but for some reason, as I stood in front of the sign-up place, I felt incredibly uneasy. There was a persistent inner voice telling me, "Don't join. This isn't the right path for you." However, my classmate kept saying that this club has great resource and would be helpful for university applications. So I ignored my feeling and forced myself to join. Less than a month in, I felt completely out of pace. I wasn't happy, I lacked motivation, and I struggled to enjoy the experience. Looking back, I start to ask myself, if I have trusted that initial feeling, would I have saved myself some unnecessary struggle? Later on, I realized that I'm particularly sensitive to rigid organizational structures and hierarchical environments. Whenever I feel too much pressure in such setting, it drains my energy and lowers my mood. That uneasy feeling I had in the sign-up place was actually my body trying to warn me. This environment may not align with who you are. That experience taught me that listening to intuition can sometimes save us a lot of time and effort. It's important to note that this does not mean intuition is always correct. Rather, it means intuition should never be ignored. Intuition is a powerful tool because it carries your past experience, emotional cues, and even subconscious insights about the future. It can help us make quick decisions in urgent situations. However, intuition isn't always 100% accurate. It can be influenced by emotions, biases, or incorrect informations. This is why it's critical to learn when to trust intuition and when to step back and analyze further. Every decision should still be examined rationally to ensure we're not making errors in judgment. Psychological research has shown that our brains sometimes make unconscious judgments before we are even aware of them. In other words, when you see a person, a scene, or hear a specific phrase, your brain has already compared it with past experience and formed an instant impression. Determine whether it feels favorable or unfavorable, safe or unsafe, even before you consciously analyze it. This is the core mechanism of subconscious reactions. These reactions may stem from childhood experience or a physical response linked to emotional memories. Of course, our bodies or emotion judgments can sometimes be overly sensitive, which is why it's important to balance intuition with rational awareness so we don't fall into misinterpretations or unnecessary anxiety. If you want to develop a closer connection with your intuition, here are a few methods to try. Number 1, pay attention to physical sensation. When making a decision or interacting with someone, does your body experience subtle changes? For example, a racing heartbeat or sudden chill down on your back, tension in your stomach, clenching your fists unconsciously. These physical signals could be your subconscious mind trying to communicate with you. Number 2, give yourself quiet time. Set aside a few minutes each day to sit in silence, close your eyes, take slow deep breath and ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Focus on any image, words, or physical sensation that arise in your mind. Avoid dismissing or judging any thoughts or feelings. just observe. Number 3, dialogue writing. Take a piece of paper and write down the questions. What am I really worried about right now? Then start writing your responses as if you were having a conversation with yourself. Don't overanalyze whether your thoughts are logical or structured. Just let the words flow. When you review what you have written later, you may discover hidden emotions or subconscious beliefs that you weren't fully aware of. Number 4, check for oversensitive or bias. If the same fear of reaction keeps resurfacing in your subconscious, take a moment to reflect. Is it this fear coming from an old childhood trauma or a deeply ingrained belief? At times like this, it can be helpful to seek an outside perspective, whether from trusted friends or professionals, to gain a more objective understanding of the situations. Number 5, trust yourself but stay flexible. Practicing trusting your intuition doesn't mean abandoning logic. Instead, it's about gathering information from your intuition first and then using rational thinking to assess its feasibility, striking a balance between the two. Final advice. My suggestion to all of you is to keep an open mind and approach every experience in life with curiosity and awareness. By practicing this regularly, you will strengthen your intuition and develop a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. A lot of people ask me, what should I do when my intuition and logic are in conflict? Think of this way, it's like a conversation between the child and the adult inside your mind. The child is impulsive yet highly perceptive, sensing details that logic might overlook. The adult is responsible for making decisions, ensuring that life stays on track. Sometimes you need to let the child inside you speak first, express its feelings freely, then let the mature adult in your mind step in and analyze. What is the best way to respond to this? By involving both intuition and rational thinking, you avoid making decisions based solely on impulsive or cold calculations. In some cases, your intuition may be correct because it gathers subtle, unspoken information that logic cannot fully dissect. But in other situations, your subconscious reaction may be overly sensitive due to the past trauma. By continuously practicing self-awareness and inner dialogue, you will gain a clear understanding of your feelings. You will begin to recognize, is it this feeling a real warning of danger, or is it just a shadow from my past? Alright, that's all for today's talk. Remember, intuition is both a treasure trove and a code that sometimes needs deciphering. It should not be ignored, nor should it be blindly followed. What we need to do is approach it with gentleness and acceptance, and then with wisdom and love, transform it into a guide for action. Through positive self-affirmation and consistent practice, we can develop a stronger, more constructive relationship with our intuition and subconscious response. This process takes time and patience, but in the long run, it will enhance our decision-making skill and improve our quality of life. To end today's section, I would like to share 9 affirmations with you. Let's practice bringing these positive energies into our daily lives. After each sentence, if you would like, you can repeat it silently in your mind or say it out loud. and truly feel the warmth and strength that the universe offers. I am open to listening to my inner voice. I trust my intuition. It guides me in the right direction. I'm transforming my self-doubt into self-discovery. I'm embracing my intuitive power as a source of guidance and clarity. I open my heart, allowing my intuition to provide wisdom and guidance. I stay mindful of my feelings and reactions, actively adjusting to enhance myself. I embrace my inner wisdom. It helps me make wise choices. I balance rational thinking and intuitive feeling to make the best decision. Every day, I deepen my understanding of myself and my intuition, moving toward greater self-fulfillment. I hope this section has provided you with insight and support on your journey of self-discovery and understanding intuition. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to continue this exploration of inner wisdom with you. In our next conversation, we will dive even deeper into self-awareness and personal growth. Gratitude to the universe. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share so more people can discover the spiritual intuition behind colors and their deeper meanings. See you next time. Yoo-hoo!